What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now it's the Raw after the Royal Rumble as the road to WrestleMania begins with an appearance by Cody Rhodes, 3 big Elimination Chamber qualifier matches, and the 2023 Royal Rumble winner Rhea Ripley declaring who she'll face at WrestleMania. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of the Red Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Stone Cold rejects another WrestleMania match, WWE unhappy with the Royal Rumble segment, Nia Jax not officially back in WWE, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Now, as always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, looking forward to WrestleMania. Last night's Raw featured an excellent build-up to WrestleMania, with Cody Rhodes cutting a compelling promo on his upcoming challenge to Undisputed Champion Roman Reigns, and Rhea Ripley declaring she's challenging Charlotte Flair at Mania for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Triple H clearly took advantage of the Magma Hot Royal Rumble, striking while the proverbial iron was hot to get fans psyched for the Showcase of the Immortals. Number 2, Rhea's good enough promo. Rhea Ripley has been crushing it in the Judgment Day, but last night she was on her own, cutting a promo where she declares she's challenging Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. While Ripley has been good alongside her Judgment Day faction, last night's showing suggests she's got promo potential but hasn't quite got there in terms of perfecting a solo promo. Nonetheless, it was good enough as the Nightmare directed her attention to Charlotte Flair, the woman who beat her at WrestleMania 36. Ripley said Charlotte put her in a place, but then she'd put Flair in a place at this year's Mania. We're interested in seeing how Ripley does over the next few weeks. Number 3, some terrific twists, turns, and teasers. Our fans of good old-fashioned storytelling were in for a terrific treat last night as the WWE kept fans on their toes. There was a tantalizing twist of whether MVP and Bobby Lashley will join forces after Austin Theory pulled MVP into the path of a Lashley spear during A-Town's appearance on the VIP lounge. The WWE also continued the build for Elias's obvious but still enjoyable pending heel turn, as the Drifter is clearly jealous over Rick Boogs' return, and it's only a matter of time before Boogs gets a guitar shot across his noggin. Yes, last night's show featured some superb and strong storytelling. Even better, it wasn't reserved for the main event but used from the mid-card and up. Number 4, Boogs is back. Boogs is back, and while he isn't a major player, he has the potential to be a strong supporting player on Raw. If he can stay healthy, his size, strength, and charisma could make him a breakout star down the road. Number 5, some fresh faces. Judging from last night's Raw and the build-up for Elimination Chamber, the WWE is working hard to build up some fresh faces heading into WrestleMania. The majority of competitors for the men's and women's Elimination Chamber matches are wrestlers fans don't see push much, and hopefully it will lead to some much-needed TV time for them and, more importantly, opportunities for them to get over. Number 6, Karen Green, or should we say Chelsea Green. Are you the manager? Well, with those words to Adam Pearce, the WWE confirmed Chelsea Green's new Karen character, an entitled snob who demands everything and gives nothing. Whether or not Green can pull this off remains to be seen, but the character has potential if she's given the right material and it doesn't become a one-note joke. Number 7, building up the Elimination Chamber. While last night's show looked forward to WrestleMania, it didn't overlook the WWE's upcoming PLE, building up 2 huge matches that will take place in the Elimination Chamber. The men's match will feature Austin Theory defending his US Championship, while the second is a qualifier to determine Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair's opponent at WrestleMania. The Elimination Chamber PLE is just 2 weeks away, and the WWE got down to business, holding 3 qualifying bouts for the men and announcing more matches for next week's Raw. Number 8, Badass Becky. Forget the man or Big Time Bex, Becky Lynch's nickname should be Badass Becky because she terrorized Bayley into giving her a steel cage match by threatening to destroy Dakota Kai's already injured leg. This was a not-so-gentle reminder that babyfaces don't have to be doormats, and that you can only push them too far before they fight fire with fire. And a manic main event. Rhodes vs Finn Balor was the kind of manic main event Raw needed to close out the show. The main event checked the boxes on 2 major points, reminding fans how good Cody Rhodes is in the ring and continuing Edge and Beth Phoenix's quest for revenge against the Judgment Day. But that was the good, what about the bad, as number 1, watering down a finisher. Does Cody Rhodes need to hit 3 crossroads to defeat his opponents? Well, that seemed to be the case as Cody hit his finisher 3 times in a row before pinning Finn Balor. Is this nitpicking by us? Well, not if you consider Cody's supposed to be a main eventer and the crossroads is his go-to move. There was nothing downright ugly as Raw had its work cut out for it following the Royal Rumble, and rather than trying to outdo it with 3 hours of hot-shotting, it went with 3 hours of consistent entertainment. While there weren't any great matches, in fact you could argue some weren't even good, only average, there were no dogs. Raw also relied on the buzz from the Rumble by featuring highlights from the show, building excitement for the road to WrestleMania. But what did you guys think of the red brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at Stone Cold rejecting a WrestleMania match. Now, Dave Meltzer revealed on the Wrestling Observer Radio, as far as Austin goes, Steve might be at the show. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all. He might do something on the show, but he did in fact turn down wrestling at the show. He was offered Brock Lesnar, he was offered Roman Reigns. He probably could have named his opponent if he wanted to with anybody else, but he did not choose to wrestle on the show. As Steve Austin had a match at WrestleMania 38 against Kevin Owens, and it was well received, and it's difficult to think of Austin topping that performance. While Austin's reasons for apparently passing on another Mania match are unknown, we could understand him wanting to end his career on a high note rather than chancing it with a bad match. Next up, will The Rock appear at WrestleMania? And while The Rock isn't going to wrestle, is there any chance he could appear at the show? Well, Meltzer discussed the possibility during the Wrestling Observer Radio, commenting Dwayne could be there in some way or fashion. As for a match at WrestleMania 40, Meltzer mentioned he left the door open for next year. Next up, Royal Rumble wrecks records. The 2023 Royal Rumble has not only gone in the history books, but into the record books. WWE issued a press release saying the event set a new all-time gate record of more than $7.7 million, far surpassing the previous Royal Rumble high in 2017 by more than 50%. Viewership of the event saw a 52% increase versus the previous record set in 2022. The WWE was also pleased with its wrestlers' performances. WrestleVotes is reporting, as for some thoughts after last night, sources say they were happy with how both Rumble matches turned out. Gunther's performance in particular, along with Logan Paul Ricochet's spot, better than even imagined. Bloodline Angle stole the show as expected, exactly why it was last. Naturally, the WWE has to be psyched about the show's performance, and not only because it makes the company look even more appealing to potential buyers, but because it shows potential broadcast partners how hot the product is right now. Next up, two superstars return to Raw. As mentioned in our Raw analysis, Rick Boogs returned. However, he may not have been the only return, as Carmella showed up, reverting to her Mella's Money persona and jumping right into next week's Fatal 4-Way qualifier for a spot in the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Next up, WWE unhappy with Royal Rumble segment. As happy as the WWE with its 28th January PLE, rumor has it that the company was less than thrilled by one segment, Hardy's musical performance between the Women's Rumble matches and Kevin Owens vs Roman Reigns main event. Fightful Select is reporting that the Hardy performance was largely scoffed at by those we spoke to in the company. According to Ringside News, the WWE opted not to put the performance on its YouTube channel. The WWE's uneven track record with musical performances makes us wonder why the WWE even bothers with them. Next up, a WWE producer was injured at the Rumble. There's bad news for WWE producer Ken Doan, aka the Spirit Squad's Kenny Dykstra, as he was reportedly hurt during the brawl between the Judgment Day and Edge following their elimination from the Rumble. PW Insider reports that Doan suffered a leg injury, which one source feared may have been a torn calf. It's unknown how the producer was hurt, but he's scheduled for an MRI to evaluate the injury. Next up is WWE phoning it in at the Elimination Chamber. Dave Meltzer recently commented, "We were told that while the Chamber match for the US title isn't as strong as it is being for a WrestleMania title shot or the WWE title, the feeling is that Reigns vs Zayn is so hot it doesn't matter what's on the rest of the show." While some critics might lambast the WWE for putting on a less than star-studded men's Elimination Chamber match, we think the WWE deserves credit for using the main event's popularity to give underutilized stars a chance to get some much-needed time on a PLE. Next up, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens leave the Rumble for Jay Briscoe's funeral. Jay Briscoe was a beloved performer amongst fans and his fellow wrestlers, so much so that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens spared no effort in making it to his funeral. According to Meltzer, the two superstars flew from Texas immediately after the Royal Rumble ended after midnight, making it to Delaware for the funeral service held hours later on Sunday. And finally, Nia Jax not officially signed? And last but not least, the rumors of Nia Jax returning to WWE following her appearance in the Women's Royal Rumble may be premature. Wrestling News is reporting, Jax is advertised by her real name for her appearance at the Big Horror event on March 10th and March 11th. As seen below, the graphic states, formerly known as Nia Jax, implying she's not allowed to use the WWE ring name because she's not under contract. Some fans were shocked to see Jax in the Rumble, especially since she still has a reputation for being sloppy in the ring. Some fans also thought Jax's appearance was a sign The Rock would appear at the Rumble, with these fans arguing Nia's appearance might have been a favour to The Rock for showing up. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumours you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.